we're forced to pick a hero that was way out of the metagame for the better part of a year now. Welcome to game number 1.
Let's see how it's gonna go. There was a lot of talk about how fast now that the YSS can clear. We'll see it, but kind of a greedy setup here. It's a double core with Zeno and Prime Marigod both playing marksman, and we know YSS to be a hybrid marksman assassin on his side there. See how this is gonna play out. The Philippines aren't careful though. This Colombia could run away with it in the mid to the late game.
If they make it.
If they make it.
If they make it, because you mentioned the double core setup. Not to mention, Abyss Cutie kind of wants to get some farm on him as well. It's not like the Valentina is as low to the ground as a roamer or even, you know, a tanky XP laner. Here we see a scrum already to jump in by Unigo. Fountain ball, keeping them in. That's the Little Wanderer scored by Saison. Happy to be here. Now jumping in, knocks up Marigod and pushes him right out of that scaled lizard.
Yeah, and that's what we're talking about here. The tanky jungler up against a marksman assassin hybrid. They are happy to just go into the jungle, get info. They're not going to commit it, so they're going to go around, but that is something Colombia needs to watch out for. Philippines going into the jungle.
Finds Abyss Cutie, another one. Mount Shocker keeping Inigo at bay. And with that big resource spent by Colombia, because they're not going to be able to use it when the turtle comes up in about 15 seconds.
Yeah, and in the bottom lane, you actually saw... Oh, Arcangel! I was just about to say that Prime Marigod was brought low because of Arcangel and Saison, but Arcangel gets the first kill of the game, and this is not the start you want to have in a double core setup for Colombia.
2-time SEA Games gold medalist, was playing the game ever since the MLBB esports was established, and here he is live from Romania showing everybody how it's done. Team Philippines first to the scene here, pulling the turtle out and just as quickly taking it. Well, what's going on? Is this Unigo? Is this Unigo on Prime Marigod?
Yeah, he's just there in the orange buff. He pushed him out. Not the hottest start here for the Isan Shin, and similar to what we saw in game number 1 of Indonesia, they know the Philippines that they can just continue this, that they can just mess up this YSS.
Ain't nothing but a thing. And now they're going to try to sandwich him. Enzo, or rather Ito de Nazaret, drawing a line between Colombia and Team Philippines. Sending Inigo home. All right, so count your blessings, right? At least you were able to save yourself a jungle dive and then buy time and, I don't know, open up the map here for the gold lane? Because, look, they're sending Requetiano way back behind tier 1.
Yeah, and it's a scary game right now for Prime Marigod. It seems like for the majority of the game, he's just been staring into the edge of oblivion right now. And another one by Unigo!
And there's a Astral Echo, 3v4 waiting to happen. Make that a 4v4 coming in. An Astral Echo from Colombia, thrown out themselves. There's not enough damage. Both teams call it out. Delta split.
Big bulwark there by Chief, who actually blocking the Astral Recall of Arcangel. Would have been bad for Colombia because that would have forced them to go back to base so that they can regen, but now at the bottom side, there's going to be a play called by the Philippines, 3 versus 2.
Oh, Chief was very low, and the jump in. Unigo misses by about an inch or two, and they disengage. Oh, Requetiano gets a maximum range, torn apart memory as he tears Chifu a new one. And he keeps Zeno right at bay, a knockup from Saison, and a bonk! Appraiser's Rat, not enough damage.
You know, didn't have the damage just yet, and because of the ultimate of the YSS, Requetiano, who was already low, gets taken out by Colombia. So Requetiano's, I wouldn't call it greedy. He got something out of there, but it hurts just to see for the Philippines that you see that there's a death onto Requetiano, and Zeno is now sort of like laughing to himself like, haha, I still have 0 death. You got taken out.
He can't even actually get away with it because of Mount Shocker. And now another big fight. Primary got secured the turtle, and you see Abyss Cutie just dancing around. Big black dragon keeping Philippines at bay. And Team Colombia, they're happy with what they got out there. There was no possibility for them to have actually gotten that turtle if it wasn't for that scrum, if it wasn't for that long, drawn-out fight that led to nothing.
Despite the rough start here of Prime Marigod and Colombia, they have now kept it close. Still pressure onto the purple side here of Colombia from the Philippines. But the Philippines cannot just run away with this just yet. See there, just helping out their juggler, Unigo. Might get caught out here, Chifu. Looking into Saison, Arcangel there as well. So, information right now, and actually a solo kill by Eto de Nazareth onto Canon on the top side. Terizla taking out that Yutong. Seems like a little bit of an overextension there, or a miscalculation by Canon to take that 1v1 duel, but I think it also really greatly helps the global presence of the ultimate of the Sun Shin, helping out in the damage output to make sure that if you are in an unfavorable 1v1, well, you can get it.
And because of this whole situation, the past couple of minutes of Colombia-Philippines trading, they've opened up the map. Up top, Chifu gets caught out with a full combo from Unigo, able to flicker on out of there, saves himself, and Zeno.
Whoa. Chifu able to flicker out of there just in time. And Colombia are responding to everything that the Philippines are throwing to the table. So now, it seems like Unigo and the rest of the Philippines might actually need to pick their fights a little bit better, because right now we've just been seeing them trying to up the tempo here, rightfully so, but it might not be at the targets that they'd want to go for. That was an attempt to try and take down the roamer who was so close to under tower.
Yeah.
They were able to take the flicker away from him, but then you're also out of resources yourself. You don't have the ultimate just yet with the turtle about to spawn.
All right, you're saying all of this, and this has given me time and direction to say, you know, what's going on with the Philippines? Because they haven't even spent any of their battle spells, nor have they spent their ults. So something tells me they're playing the long game. Oh no, here's a big fight near the river bush. Astral Echo thrown out, Luminum Blast as well. Big 5-man squad from Colombia coming in. Black Dragon form from Canon. Turtle very low, down to 10 of his health. Saison gets the retribution, and he blocks all of them. Primary God falls, Unigo gets the kill, and Canon survives with just sliver of health. Abyss Cutie taken down. 2 for none so far. Make it 3. 2K for Bulletproof Marco. As Team Philippines continues to crack down on Colombia, retreating underneath tier 2. And they're not done. Saison once more. Chifu walks away.
A massive win by the Philippines, taking out the turtle and getting 3. We were talking about the long game just before that. Suddenly, Philippines said, let's make the game and let's play it now. They get a massive win. They take down the turret in mid. So what was Colombia's great play to keep the game close, if they're not careful, can slip out of their hands here. One more major loss would mean that going into the mid to the late game, Philippines will have the lead. But Saison might get caught out here by the members of Colombia.
He's got some backup. There's Canon and Unigo at his flank. It looks like he's going to get away scot-free. And just like that, look at Canon playing footsies with Eto de Nazareth. And here comes Unigo one more time. Catches 2 with the combo. Canon coming in Black Dragon form from the west. Finding Chifu. Can he stop him? The Bulwark ain't going to save you. Canon gets 1. 2 for free going over to Team Philippines.
The energy shield will not stop the Dragon Tail. Philippines have upped the tempo. Now that they have more items, now that they have more damage, those setups by Unigo are finally paying off here. And this is what we were talking about going into this game. This might be another star performance by Unigo, and so far it is. He has been the catalyst for Team Philippines.
He does not disappoint. One thing we can note about Colombia is they know how to find where resources are. And after Team Philippines picked up the tempo, Colombia actually switched up themselves. They stepped on the clutch and said, you know what, we can't get away with what we were doing before, right? Yeah. Chifu, you gotta get better at finding your Numinal Blast. And no, Unigo catches him in the off tempo. He knows how to dance.
Oh!
Astral Echo, the answer back from Abyss Cutie. Chifu falls. The penalty
Nazareth
zone coming in from Nazareth. Not enough damage just yet, but here comes Zeno! Taking down Canon.
Saison is now holding on to the Lord as Colombia are close enough to contest it, to maybe even steal it from under the noses of the Philippines. It's 4v4. Saison spots out the other members. Colombia do not have their roamer. They do not have a tanker front line, but they have a lot of damage. Oh, but the Terizla's there. And Eto de Nazareth seems like he's enough. No one's gonna fully commit just yet. Ruby got a reset.
Alright, there's not enough O's in Lord or Canon, but I'll allow it. Yeah, we'll let it happen here. Lord, you have 30 minutes health, and now Saison can only watch. Here comes the rest of Colombia. It's a 5-man effort, but Saison still steals it at the cost.
Unigo!
But his life! Down he goes. Abyss Cutie takes him down. Canon dancing around this crowd. Unigo goes down. 2 for none so far the exchange. Colombia happy to see this, except Marigold falls. Now Chifu flickers on out of here as the Biscuity goes ahead in Black Dragon forms his way.
Oh!
Safety! But Arcangel says, thou shall not walk away from this scot-free as he throws out an Astral Media.
The Archangel descended from the heavens and like a devil sniping down Chifu from a distance. What a read by Arcangel. But we've been seeing a trend. Philippines have been winning fights. Unigo has been playing a star performance on this Kufra. But Colombia, because of their double core, we've been seeing it. If you cannot take Primary God and Zeno out of their comfort zone, don't stop them from being able to free hit. Colombia has the tools, even with a 5K, close to 5K deficit, to turn a fight around. That's something Philippines needs to watch out for. Because this is the sort of gambit that Colombia is going for with the lineup.
Cancels Chifu's Numenon Blast, and now they're forced to fight. Astral comes in with the pull, and then a Blazer's Wrath. See value in me. You should, says Saison, and now it's all falling apart as 2K goes over to the jungler from Team Philippines as turrets fall as well. Mid and top, it's like Lord of the Rings up in here.
Unigo from out of nowhere with that step back. It was a step back flicker Tyrant's range.
It's a Euro combo.
A Euro combo. Euro stepping all the way from Romania. And look at the damage from Arcangel.
They don't have minions though, so they can't overstay their welcome. They'll have to bide their time and temper their steel as they try to go for a penetration. And Abyss Cutie felt that.
Abyss Cutie forcing to get back there. Saison able to get out from the potential penalty zone catch that Eto de Nazareth would have set up for Colombia. So now Philippines are in the lead. We still have to watch out again for the condition that we mentioned, but Philippines has a lot more wiggle room for errors in team fight. A little bit more wiggle room to not just fully commit right away and try to look for the Irithel and the Isanshin right away. It's sort of like they can fight. Okay, they're free hitting us, but it's fine because we're going to be able to take down their frontliners and then they'll be forced to retreat anyway.
And it's that, how do I say, confidence, conviction into team fights that have allowed Colombia to, how do I say, even put anything on the board up against Team Philippines. Because if you remember, in that last Lord fight, if only Colombia was able to Retribution the Lord, that would have been all them. But it's just, I don't know, Saison just knows what to do, even in such dire situations. Dude, that was a 1v5.
Yeah, 1v5, taking the Lord. Classic Saison things. So now Colombia are actually making the right call here to try and push the bottom lane instead. So they're sending their marksmen so that they can push faster. YSS will not get hits there onto the turret. The Irithel will go back right away. Colombia are trying to play it safe for their cores here.
Oh man, they could have spent a second or two longer there. Canon wouldn't have punished, not as hard.
Yeah.
They could have taken down Tier 1.
I think Colombia was more worried about the potential of the rest of Team Philippines just jumping on their heads.
Yeah, no, but then again, hindsight 2020, we see the mini-map. I guess Colombia's just playing it safe.
Yeah, they were playing it safe because now here is the threat. The Lord marching down. 9,000 is the gold deficit. Philippines have the tools to edit here, but again, Colombia might just be able to hold on.
Look at this well-synchronized push coming in from Team Philippines. Mid has fallen. Bottom might be next unless Zeno has something to say. Top has fallen as well. It's just one last bastion. Colombia's final base turret. Here comes Shifu setting up a Numenon Blast. No one home. But just the same, they are in defense mode. Colombia trying to clean up house, trying to make sure that they live to see another day.
Without the ultimate of the Lolita up, that's a good sign for the Philippines to just try to force a dive under turret. There's a lot of info coming in from the Navaria.
In goes Onigo, finds two behind the base. Two Black Dragons on the scene, folks, and Colombia takes down one. Canon falls, the first casualty in this big fight. Now, Eto de Nazareth falls as well. Zeno looking for damage. In comes Inigo one more time. The bonk from Saison, forcing back members of Colombia. The Mountain Shocker, making sure that Colombia knows exactly where Team Philippines are. And they're still going. But just like that, both teams actually survive with 4 members apiece.
That got really scrappy there for both teams. Looked like, at some point it looked like they were gonna knock each other out.
Both at the same time.
At the exact same time, but they only both lose one member. Both teams, just a lot of micro maneuvers were seen there. A lot of side steps. Arcangel popping the immortality of Chifu with somehow being able to thread the needle with an astral recall. What a team fight right under the base turret.
Can I just say, in that one moment, I can say, man, Colombians know how to dance.
They know how to dance.
That is a defense if I've ever seen one.
That was a spicy dance.
Oh, wait, let's see. Saison, does he know there's 3 here?
So tanky.
And yeah, he's playing with fire, but he does have an immortality, if I'm not mistaken. Goes for another one. Appraiser's Rat, still not done. Gets the knock up, very low. Chifu charges it up, but Zeno falls oh so quickly. Eto de Nazareth follows up, traded for by Canon. 2 for 1 so far, the exchange. Philippines happy with this as they send Colombia back in.
It was a trap. It was a trap. Saison was just like, go ahead, hit me. Yeah, I'm going to hit them. The rest of the Philippines finally answered and said, thanks for the time that you bought and the opportunity to get those 2 big kills. That's just a clear evidence of how massive the gap is. And Saison got to stand there for so long.
Colossal.
He was a colossus there. Zeno was peppering him with everything.
Is that not just a moment of brotherly mischief? You could have sworn, man. It's like Arcangel was playing a little contest with his brother. I bet I can get it.
Yeah, I'm going to get the last hit here. I was seeing there trying to get the last hit of that purple buff. We're going to go into a pause here. So far, we are seeing the Philippines in the lead. 10,000 is the goal difference.
Huge.
What was a controlled effort by Colombia for the early game. Suddenly, here comes a string of
but say what you will, the Colombians know how to make good of a bad situation.
just like that.
They can dance. Can confirm. All right. If credit where credit is due, if this is Unigo's greatest hits showcase as a Kufra, this is the Colombians listening to this final boss music, right? You know, when you're playing video games, like, you know it's final boss music.
Yeah. I'm terrified, but this is fire.
Exactly, that's what they're doing. That's what I'm seeing from Colombia here, and paint me impressed. I'm enjoying what they're doing here because, specifically, in that last moment, let's throw back to it, right? Abyss Cutie, he knew, I'm not so sure if it was a heat of the moment kind of situation or he very tactically and strategically picked up the Black Dragon form that may as well almost single-handedly bought the defense for him. He was dancing around the enemies, dancing around the minions, like, I got this, guys, don't worry.
Yeah, and those little micro knockbacks and stuns will throw off your team fighting out of your game. Even though it's so small, at that point, since they're all fighting under the base, those little moments that they could have been not stunned, well, suddenly it's out of your hand anymore. You're at the mercy of your opponent. So that was a nice little chat. And hopefully, you know what, I wish we could see more of that. That was an entertaining team fight. And how Colombia are trying to get back into this is entertaining to watch.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it too. Despite the lineup that they have being double core, they know they have the damage, they're still fearless in their movements.
Yeah, the punish is imminent, though. I wouldn't say inevitable because, again, you are playing up against Team Philippines. This is the SEA Games 2023 gold medal winning lineup, so you can't just pull something without there being the threat of punishment. But, again, you mentioned the double core setup. If they somehow give Team Philippines a false sense of security and find them lacking and just leaning hard on this quote-unquote advantage, and somehow, man, something's got to give. Given Colombia's, I don't know, innate talent, the fact that we can see that they know what they're doing, who's to say that maybe there's also some conditioning being done on Onigo's point, right? What if they're like, all right, one more Onigo, I swear, we're going to find out, we're going to figure this out.
It has to be near perfect here. The play of Colombia to somehow defend and turn the fight around. We talked about it yesterday when Philippines went up against, I believe it was Indonesia. No, Indonesia went up against the
Ukraine.
Yeah, when the
PH
Philippines
versus
went
Ukraine.
up against the Ukraine.
That's right.
Something crazy. One crazy play to surprise the Philippines.
Loco.
Something local here from Colombia. Let's see if they can pull it off.
All right, here comes the Lord, 17 minutes in. Mountain Shocker, so Colombia has all the information they need. Black Dragon form coming in
too
from
much.
Canon. And look at the base, folks. It's just critical mass. Too much, too soon. Team Philippines takes game 1.
Colombia could have tried